Hey guys, it's Sam and this is Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey of Ginger Reads Lainey. I'll be linking her channel as well as the Goodreads group that you can check out for topics and such down below. This week's topic is our tropes that we hate. Last month we did the tropes that we love, and this month was the tropes that we hate, and I had no problem narrowing this down because I knew my most hated tropes. Number 5 is what I like to refer to as the new moon trope, and that is when the love interests are separated in book 2 of a trilogy. This most famously started in New Moon when Edward left for basically the entire book and killed all of our hearts basically as young adults growing up, and now basically every book it seems like does this where people are separated in the second book, and it just hurts me a lot and I'm sick of seeing it. It makes me very upset. It's a pretty common thing that happens in second books in trilogies, and I think it obviously adds to the tension and you're not really sure if they're going to end up together and all this stuff, and I understand why it's done, but I don't like it at all. Number 4 is the abusive bad boy, especially in contemporary. I've done a whole discussion video about this, but I hate bad boys in general in contemporary because I feel like it hits way too close to home and it's just really not excusable at all in contemporary. Not that it's excusable in fantasy, but in fantasy things are just a little bit different and the world is different and the morals are different and everything else. Again, I've done a whole video on this, so it'll be linked. But in contemporary, if a guy is at any point in time flagging for abusive behavior, I am not about that life. You guys probably know what book I'm going to hold up, but Beautiful Disaster? That's all this book was abusive behavior from a bad boy character. I hated it. It was awful. I don't like it. It's not fun. But this even started happening a little bit in Rogue by Rachel Vincent, which is actually a paranormal adult romance, urban fantasy, and it really was bothering me. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the rest of the series. I heard it gets better, but even in this kind of setting where I excuse a lot of behavior because of paranormal elements and stuff like that, it was just too much and I couldn't handle it and I hate it. Get abusive tropes 5 million miles away from me. I want nothing to do with it. Number 3 is the miscommunication trope. This one is particularly annoying, and again, sometimes it's done really well, but I understand why it's done, but in a lot of books, it's not done well, and I hate it. Examples of this, again, are Goddess Interrupted and Goddess Inheritance. In this series, we have the characters not knowing the other one's feelings, even though we've talked about our feelings before. We have all this doubt, miscommunication, and it's just, ugh. The miscommunication plotline was also kind of a bigger thing in the later parts of the Of Poseidon trilogy by Anna Banks, which I was just not enjoying. Just use your words, and things will be completely better, simpler. I know this is also a big thing in contemporary too, but I can't even think of any right now, but I know that that pops up a lot where people aren't talking, so there's all this conflict. There doesn't need to be because you just need to talk. There's a whole book about not talking. I don't like it. I don't like it. Number 2 is one I know a lot of people actually enjoy, but it's the best friends falling in love trope, but most specifically when you have a best friend in a love triangle. I always hate the point in the love triangle that's the best friend that didn't know what he had, because it's typically a guy, until a bad boy comes along and this guy figures out that the girl that he had basically the whole time and that was lusting after him forever and that he didn't even notice before, suddenly he wants her now too. No, you had your chance for 17 years at this point. Get out of here, leave her alone, and stop butting into everything. Ugh, I hate it. This happened in here, and I still don't want to talk about it. It also happened in here, and everybody knows how that turned out. I just don't like it. I know it kind of ties into the fact that a lot of teenage girls that are reading these books have this best friend that they're pining over, so I guess authors are being like, oh look, your guy that you're pining over might notice you sometime, but no, that girl shouldn't be noticed just because a nicer, cooler, hunkier guy comes along and then all of a sudden the guy's like, oh, I'm gonna lose her, I need to do something. I hate it. I hate it so much. I typically speaking hate the best friends falling in love thing too, but usually because it involves that kind of thing where he didn't see what he was missing until after. I just hate it. I can't even talk about it because it just bothers me so much. But specifically with love triangles, no. I never, ever try to make sure that I'm telling the truth. I don't think I've ever rooted for the best friend in a love triangle, ever. And number one, I'm sure will fit so many lists, and that is Instalove. Obviously, it's never well done. Instalove is never a good thing. There's no excuse for Instalove. Instalust is okay, but as soon as we have characters throwing around, I love him, I will sacrifice my life for his, or hers, or whatever. It's just, I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. It's not realistic. People don't fall in love that quickly. I mean, even if it's just a little bit of time, I'll believe it. But when it's instant love, I can't. Get it away from me. I don't believe it. I can't connect to it. I love these slow burning romances. I talked about that more in my other video about favorite tropes. So when you have an instant connection where they'll like sacrifice their life, they'll take a bullet for you, they can't imagine that lives without them, I can't. It's awful. It's so bad. And it's so prevalent and I just hate it. Probably do another montage for this because, like I said, it's very common. I think you get the picture. I'm not a fan. So comment down below, let me know some of your tropes that you hate the most. I'm sure we'll see a lot of love triangles and insta-love in this list because those are the ones people hate a lot. And I understand why. Although I like love triangles sometimes, like I said, the love triangles I talked about, not a big fan. So comment down below, let me know what some of your least favorite tropes are. So thank you all for watching and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!